hello YouTube, Shuttle here. I'm just gonna be telling you guys we're gonna be jumping right into that 2.4 story and see how it goes. We might stop way halfway through, but who knows? We'll see how I feel. At any rate, let's just jump right into it. So we're probably gonna do it in two halves because I think the story is like 4 hours long. I think, and I'm gonna do some explaining and or thought spewing. So it's gonna probably take longer than 4 hours to be honest. So we'll see how far we get, and we'll probably find a good breaking point. Okay. Okay. Senior. By the way, Belle, about Senior Shungong, who dropped by something last time. What did you ever tell her about those illusions we saw of Senior Yi? Only had time for a quick hello. Not yet. I only managed to say hi before she rushed off in a hurry. She made me promise not to tell Shifu about it. Probably some kind of secret mission, huh? Besides, what we saw were just illusions. I don't think we should tell her when we only saw fragments of the full story. Makes sense. Speaking of which, Fairy, what's the status of the location we tagged with periodic ether fluctuations? The splatteral fissure. Oh wow, okay, let's do it myself. Okay. Sarah and Senior Yi both went there. Looks like we need to investigate that old mining site soon. We can tell Senior Shungong once we get more info. Yeah, Shifu might have made arrangements already. Senior Yi, I hope he's doing alright. However, on that fateful evening, when the Exaltus Overseer Makarov met her end, a storm intertwining with the fates of the Yi siblings was already brewing in the depths of the Lumi Hollow. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, translation. The Creator knew your nightmare, knew your fears. They even know the side of you that you've been so carefully hiding. Why keep running from who you really are? On the precipice of the abyss. Everything that happened within the hollow remains shrouded in mist, and for now, the Suwim Temple is still bathed in a tranquil, peaceful, everyday calm. Perfect timing, though. Everyone from the temple went out with Beeline today to help the neighbors, so it's just us left at Suwim Temple. Excuse me. Another message. What the hell? I must be popular today for some reason. I was about to ask you to help tidy up the guest room next time when Senior Shungong comes by. We can ask if they'd like to stay over. Just then, some pretty lively laughter and chatter comes from the outside courtyard. Is everyone back already? That was quick. Should we go check it out? Go check out what's happening. That's why everyone thinks, oh. Whoa, even my wife doesn't know about my secret stash. How do you figure that out? Though there may be ups and downs, wishes come true in the end. That's basically saying I'll scrape by on my exams. You see that light brown hair and pretty red ribbon again. All things in this world are bound by fate. Patience, patience. Let me peer into the secrets of heaven. Please, help me out, young master. My rooster with the pretty tails been gone 3 days already. Could you divine whether a yellow weasel spirit might have taken him? This is a symbol shown as wind, and Zone stands for the rooster. Also means to enter. She sounds kind of like Yushun Shifu. What did the Senior Shunganra, that tone? It kind of reminds me of Yushun Shifu. Is she divining for people? Don't worry, man. Your wish is perfectly fine. Judging from the hexagon, he's simply chasing after his destiny and freedom out in the vast world beyond. Is that so? But he's already quite old. Huh? Now, don't you worry. The young master here knows her stuff. Don't let the young face fool you. She's got real skills. Why, just the other day, a delivery truck from Goods came rattling down the road, and the back door flew clean open while a whole load of cargo was about to spill out and hit someone. And then this little Shifu strolls by, gives a wave, and whoosh, everything pops right back in. But then, nobody even knew she was Suwim Temple's acting temple master. Folks were just saying her moves had the same flair as Yushun Shifu's. Just lending a hand. I'm glad no one got hurt. That's all that matters. Miss, my kite's string broke and it flew so far away. It's gone. Will it ever come back to it on its own? Look here, little one. The fortune slip says, when lofty trees meet the wind, a single thread of fate is quietly woven. Your kite didn't just fly away. It helped connect your wish to the stars above. When you grow up, and you're as tall as those trees outside, you'll be able to reach up and catch both your kite and your wish again. Greet your senior. Senior, what are you up to right now? The one chatty acting temple master freezes at the sound. A flicker of caught red-handed embarrassment flashes in her eyes. Junior, oh, you were here? Today, the weather is nice today. What I mean is, Junior, you're here. When defining, solemnity comes first, so you should address me as acting temple master. Got it? Acting temple master speaks the absolute truth. Yes, everyone, my junior is here to remind us that today's special hour has passed. The heavenly signs have dimmed. It's no longer suitable to divine further. That's all for today, everyone. Should any troubles arise, you're always welcome to visit Supreme Temple. Junior, there's something important I need to tell you. Come with me for a moment. Trying to keep her cool, Senior walks off to the side, mysteriously beckoning for you to hurry up and follow her. Phew, that was close. Almost blew our cover there. Thanks for playing along. Looks like Bowline and Intel still need some work. Acting Temple Sister Senior Shungong about that Acting Temple Master title and the Bang Boo backing you up. That's Bowline, right? The one who secretly snuck down from Yongkuai's summit to train at Falfumi Heights. We thought Suyin Temple was unattended today, since Shifu and Senior Fufu aren't around either. If someone comes for a divination, I'm the most senior disciple here now, so I just took over for a bit, you know. The other day, I was just hanging around Wi-Fi Peninsula when I ran into a little bowline. We both nearly jumped out of our skins thinking that the other had been sent to drag us back to Yonkai Summit. So you snuck down the mountain, Senior? Last time we met was so brief that we didn't really get to chat properly. Why did you sneak down the mountain, Senior? Well, for certain reasons, I'm not exactly allowed to leave Yonkai Summit as I please. Shifu had me in seclusion, training for ages. It was so boring, I could scream. Just after I came out of the seclusion, I heard Shifu had to head into the city for something important. My brother and Senior Fufu probably went with him too, right? Talk about perfect timing. Her brother? She means Senior Yi, right? Senior Shungong's brother. That must be Senior Yi. Sounds like she still doesn't know what happened. Telling her now would only ruin her mood. I'll find a better time later. These days, little Bowline and I have been traveling around Wi-Fi, doing our part to fight evil and help those in need. Oh, and we've heard tons of stories about Shifu and your past adventures. Stuff like foiling the Exaltus conspiracy, resolving cries in the hollows. Just hearing it all got my blood pumping. But then my grand adventure hit a teeny tiny problem. I ran out of adventure funds. I left it in such a rush and didn't bring enough with me. Please, you're the only one I'm close to here. You'll take us in, right? Pretty please? Taking you in. Suibeam Temple is also your home. And you're making it sound too formal, Senior. Suibeam Temple is a Yonkai Summit outpost. Naturally, it's your home too. If you move in, this will only get livelier. Of course, we'd love to have you here. My brother Wise and I live here, and there are other disciples around too. If you ever need anything, we can always help out. Perfect. But now that you mention it, I do have one teeny tiny little favor to ask. A tiny favor? Go ahead and ask away, seniors. First call me Senior a few more times.
ちょっと状況が状況だからね。じゃあ名残惜しいけど、これからは私のこと先輩って呼ぶの禁止。特に人前ではこうちゃんって呼びなさいよね。こっちもあなたのこと名前で呼ぶから。
Oh, and about who I am? Could you keep it a secret from the others for now? It took a lot for me to sneak down here. If word gets out, Shifu will know in no time, and have me drag right back up the mountain. We'll come and get Zhao? Problem is Xiaoguang. I promise, if anyone asks, I'll just say you're my friend who admires Yonkoi Summit. It's way of training. They haven't seen you before, so it'll be fine. Awesome. You're the best, Junior Bell. It's settled. Don't worry. While Shifu's away, if anything happens during our adventures, your senior will protect you with everything she's got. This is my first time being a senior. It's so fun and satisfying. As Zhao Gong speaks, you hear a voice calling for help from the door. You hurry to the door. Young masters, my name is Old Zhao. I'm a miner who lives not too far from here. Something happened over at the old mine site. I ran into some Sumin Temple's disciples on my way here, and they told me to find one of Yishuan Shifu's new disciples. The old mining site. What happened? Some of my fellow workers and one of Bonnie Shifu's apprentices are trapped there by the miasma. Trapped in miasma. Max already managed to rescue a few, but no one knows how long it'll take to get the rest out. I couldn't get in touch with Bonnie Shifu, and the helpers Polter Mask didn't exactly put my mind at ease, so I came to ask for help from your masters at the Sumin Temple. But don't worry, Mr. Zhao. Please, lead the way. I'll go with you right now. But, I'll go with you too. And me too, Xiaogong. Mister, we got a few things to discuss and prepare first. Could you share the location with us? We'll head over right after. Thank you so much. I need to hurry back to help now. I'll be counting on you both. After leaving the details, the miner rushes off in a hurry. Bao, looks like you want to say something earlier. Saving a few people trapped in the hollow is a piece of cake for me. Trust me, I can handle it alone. You stay here and keep Sumin Temple safe. I'll be quick, in and out, promise. There are things I need to discuss with you privately.
春光はずっと修行でこもってたって聞いたし、多分師匠たちも秘密にしてたんじゃないかなって思うけど、私とお兄ちゃんはね、英一地区に来て弟子入りする前からビデオ屋の店長をやってるんだけど、もう一つ別の顔もあったの。私たちプロ棋士でもあるんだ。そうなの？人って見かけによらないわね。そっか、めったに弟子を取らない師匠がいきなり後輩をくれたのも納得かも。ってことは私たち。
Yes, we could go save those people.
そういうこと。さっきの春光、心配でいても立ってもいられないって感じだったから、一旦戻ってお兄ちゃんに状況を伝えなきゃだけど、私たちもフォローへ救助に行けるよ。うん、危ない目に遭ってる人がいるなら、それを助けるのは雲岳さんの使命だよ。それに万岳先生には私もお兄ちゃんも昔お世話になってて、最後に話したのはもう何年も前だけどね。先生の教え子が困ってるなら、当然私は黙って見過ごしたりなんてしない。
So you know Ban Yishifu too.
そっか、春光も万岳先生とは知り合いなんだね。実は私たちもこの前すっごく助けてもらったんだ。おかげでこうして連絡が取れるんだけどね。
You tried to reach Ban Yishifu, but there's no reply. So you decided to tell Wise about the situation first.
マスター、通信対象、万岳の現在位置はラマニアンフォローです。当面は連絡がつかないものと思われます。
If he's in the hollow.
で、フェアリーは言ってるけど、万岳先生がもうフォローの中にいるなら、みんなが閉じ込められたって話も聞いてるのかな。フェアリーって誰？
I am Fairy, a type of Type 3 general purpose AI, equipped with total sequence integration. I'm also Master Supreme Assistant, the most versatile companion for the hollow investigation, data processing, and life management. Last but not least, when Master makes questionable decisions, I offer a modest spark of wisdom to keep things on track. Hello, Miss Yishun Gong. I have forwarded your lifestyle preferences and analyzed that report to second assistant. That is, the Master's rather clumsy brother. That's an important reference for arranging your guest room.
Oi, Fairy.
Miss Xiaolong, if you are curious about Master's little secrets, such as how many snacks they've been secretly hoarding, whether they talk in their sleep, or which hand they squeeze first when they get nervous, I can also provide you with a report of equal depth. After reading it, you'll understand Master about 89.75%, as well as I do. Interrupt Fairy.
フェアリー、このことについては後でゆっくりお話ししようね。ありがとうフェアリー。でも私、リンのことはゆっくりでも自分で知っていきたいから、その方がきっと楽しいし、フォローでの救出作業とお部屋のことは頼りにしてるわね。
Understood, Miss Xiaolong. I respect your spirit of discovery, and I look forward to building a peaceful life in Suvin Temple with you.
つくづく気の利く人工知能だよ。さて、本題に戻ろうか。リンは先に春光先輩とフォローへ入ってくれ。HDD の調整は僕が今すぐ済ませるよ。
Our first team up begins now.
オッケー。春光とパイトーンの記念すべき初仕事だね。
Python, wow. So you're the legendary proxy I heard about a few days ago. Sorry, saving people comes first. We gotta focus on what's important. Fairy has a preliminary grasp of the situation there. Some people from Parsumux have been rescued, but their manager, one of the managers, and Bunny Shifu's disciple are still missing. But Zhegang Eos is ready. Do you want to start the hall rescue now? Let's go. Has this happened before with the voices being? Yeah, it has happened. It has happened. It was like 1.4. I think that's 1.4. I think is about right. It has happened. It's usually an error in programming which happens especially with live games.
フォローの中で花がこんなに咲いてる？
When games are live experiences or like I think they're more likely to have these kinds of errors where they have like a timeline of when the voices are being recorded, which I'm quite sure all the voices are recorded. The problem is when they try to patch in the next chapter and the timeline's very tight and they can't double or triple check. Sometimes there's like a code that doesn't correctly operate or interact with another piece of code, and that will cause some of the voices to like not be usable. So if I was right now playing in Japanese, if I was playing in Chinese, all the voices are there. All the voices have already been recorded for all the versions. For some reason, some of the programming code just didn't work properly, so now it's just kind of messed up. So they have all the data to fix it. They just haven't patched it in yet. I would suspect the patch that would fix it would be when Banyi Shifu is on the banner. Is like what I would suspect. So I'm pretty sure they already have the fix. They just haven't figured out the timing when to send out the patch. But this has happened before, and at least in ZZZ's lifespan, this is probably the second time this has happened. So if I wanted to play in Chinese, which is I think would be Mandarin, it'd be all there. But it happens when you have a multi-pack game and it's live service, so can't fault them too much on that. So I don't really mind reading them. It's just I knew it was gonna be an issue. That's all. I feel like I've seen these flowers before.
前にも見たことある気がする。宮妻の侵食もあんまり受けてないみたい。前にカンさんもラマニアンの宮妻が引き潮みたいになってるって言ってたけど、これもその前触れなのかな。一度宮妻に覆われた場所でも生命の痕跡が見られるようになってきたし。そういうこと？なんかこの白い花、ずいぶん前にどこかで見たことあるような。どこだったかな。そんなことより人助けだよね。このままどんどん奥へ行こう。口が塞がれてる。崩壊の方で障害物を消そう。
So I'm trying to looking at Yishun Gong's character design right now. Wow, I'll say this they really are just gonna have this case floating around her, aren't they? So this is called like a sword case. If you know anything about Waxian novels or Mirin novels, essentially this is like a giant. Best way to say it is like, think of it as a dresser or a drawer for swords. And then there's usually there's one sword in the middle, and then there's 3 swords on each side. So there's about 7 swords in this dang thing. Usually. That's usually the thought process. But seeing that this is futuristic world, or there might be more than just 7 in the sword case. And yeah, the sword case is like very mythological in Chinese martial arts. Because there's supposed to be this idea of like there's supposed to be multiple cursed blades in Chinese lore, due to like there was like this person in Chinese myth that it's not one person, it's 2 people to be exact. Like where there's a blacksmith guy, this blacksmith and his wife, which is also a blacksmith. I forgot their names exactly, and they were requested by the Emperor of China to make a sword out of this special material that doesn't lose its edge. The problem with the special material was no one could forge this metal. No one knew how. The myth goes that this couple of blacksmith, this husband and wife blacksmith pair, go talk to their old master, and their old master says, to forge a sword out of this metal, you have to forge it through the blood of a human. And they didn't have the blood of a human to do it at the time, and they're being threatened by the emperor to forge these swords on this deadline. If they don't, their whole family line will die. So, in a rush to forge these swords, the wife of the blacksmith jumped into the furnace with the metal and died, so that her husband could forge the swords out of the metal. And ever since then, these swords were known as the cursed blades of, I think, China, cursed blades of China, and there's several of them in China, but they're very well known and famous for like being like demon swords, due to the curse and hatred of both the blacksmith and his wife. Because not only did he use his wife as a resource for the swords, he even used his own blood and to also forge these swords. That's one of the stories or fairy tales. There's also another fairy tale where he like had his children were the sacrifice. The story changes based on what region you're talking about, so it's very interesting. And then the story is about like how people fought wars over these swords, and there was eventually one person who got all the swords and put it in a case, due to the curse of the swords themselves. So that's probably what this is dawning on. This is supposed to be a case made by like the Buddhist priests or the Taoist priests to basically contain the curse of the blades inside of it. So I think that's the reference that they're going for here. That's pretty good reference. Pretty sad reference, to be honest. But I do wonder. Sometimes you wonder if this is supposed to be a fox or not. Everyone says that she's supposed to be a fox, but it's hard to tell that she's a fox, to be honest with you. It's not obvious. So anyways, moving on, we will keep proceeding with the story here. Oh, this is dial in? Oh shit. Alright, let's bring that chakram around. Oh. I will definitely say that scene there definitely reminded me of some like Hong Kong martial arts films. So it's I kind of reminisce about that.
今回の査定がどれだけ大事か分かってるか。もしこのまま俺が作業再開に向けた安全性分析のレポートを提出できなかったら。
はいはい大丈夫ですから黙っててもらっていいですか。まったく羨ましくなる鈍感っぷりですね。これだけやらかしといてちっとも気づいてないんですから。後で適当におべっか使ってればなんとかなるなんてまさか思ってませんよね。
やらかした。どういう意味だ。
ほうれん草のできないダメ人間のお説教なんて今日のお仕事にはなかったんですけどね。お宅にクレームが入ったと聞いたので対応に来てみたらこんな危ないところに逃げ込むなんて。まあとはいえあらゆるクレームに対して最も迅速かつ効率的な解決策を見つけること、それが私たちトップス部署横断型カスタマーサポートの目指すところですからね。あんたの知能は未就学児レベルですから、ぜひ私のことは知育教材か何かだと思ってください。ご希望なら音が出るおもちゃみたいにフォローを案内してあげますよ。
お前。
ダイアリンだ。またあったね。部署横断型カスタマーサポートって何？確かダイアリンって黒枝の人じゃ。生きていくのって大変ですよね。人生も仕事も選択肢が多いに越したことはないじゃないですか。その様子だとそちらも野じ馬ですか？
We're interested.
ここに閉じ込められてる人がいるって聞いて友達と助けに来たの。ダイアリンもそうだったりする？お互い力になれるかもしれないよ。私はただクレーム対応のためにこんなところまで派遣された不幸なオペレーターってだけなんですけど。でもまあ知らない仲でもないですし喜んでお手伝いしましょう。その代わり帰ったら私に高評価をつけて今日のノルマに貢献してくださいね。と引き受けたそばからなんか来ちゃいましたね。私の口ったらいつだって災いの元なんですから。
During battle, press the ally skill button and Yishun Gong will enter the field, unleashing an EX special attack on enemies. After use, the ally skill will enter cooldown. Okay, do the combo. When Dialin uses EX special attack consecutively in a short time, she will perform a 3-hit combo of rock, paper, scissors attacks, accumulating massive days. Dialin accumulates positive reviews over time or by hitting enemies with specific skills. With at least 90% positive reviews, a chain attack window is opened by using chain attack, EX special attack, get lost, or quick assist, forward call. The next character to switch in has their ultimate chain attack upgraded to an ultimate. 'This is awful. Since you're the rescue team, get me out of here first. Are there any more survivors ahead? How am I supposed to know? Just get me out of here first. My whole body hurts so bad. You're looking at the start of an event, or whatever it is, and you don't know how many people there are. I arranged for someone to escort you out. If you keep trying to mess around, I can't guarantee the coordinates. I will believe will be accurate. There is also a miner and a young man. So when last comes first. My RPG brain is just ticking. You're here to save us, right? I'm fine. I'm not hurt. I'm not badly hurt, but you need to help that young man first. Quickly. A young man. Right there. Look down and you'll see. A guy and a young disciple from Bani Shifu's martial arts school came with us, doing his best to keep us safe. He tried to help me, but ended up getting stuck at the bottom of this cliff. The ice was so thick down there, I don't dare go any lower. All I can do is wait here. Don't worry. Thank you. I'll leave it all to you guys. Entering North, Xiaogong looks a bit flustered. You're being ignored again. Alright. I'll tell you. Just don't tell them when I said it. Acting all ready to die a minute ago. What are you acting all ready to die a minute ago? Giving up already? Enough of living every day in fear. It's all because Lady Sarah suddenly decided we had to go searching for some ancient array. Of course, it's Sarah.
までやけにならなくていいんじゃない？その次はちゃんとまっとうな道で一からやり直そう。
一からやり直す。サラ様のおかげで元に戻れたサクリファイスたちなら文字通りそうすることもできるかもしれんが。
今なんて言いました？サラがサクリファイスを元に戻した。
これもまた不思議な話なんだが、ネボラク様が落ちてしまわれた後、始まりの主はサラ様に偉大な力を授けられたようなんだ。自分はこの目でサラ様がサクリファイスたちを人間に戻すところを見た。それも侵食の後一つ残さず。サラ様はそれを確か始まりへの回帰とそう呼んでいた。
So she basically has the same ability that the siblings have, where we can turn people that are corrupted back to normal. But we can't control it yet. So I want to see how this goes.
前に幻の中で釈円さんはサラが悪夢を取り除いてくれたって言ってたけど、それも同じ力の仕業なのかな。
But I don't know if it's actually a fix or not. We'll see.
あまりに深淵すぎて自分のような存在には到底理解ができないよ。始まりの主の権威を継承してからというもの、サラ様の行動はますます奇妙になっていった。もはやあのお方と行動を共にしているのもあの陰気そうな男だけで。
他にも誰かいるの？やば、それってまさか。マスターの心拍数が1分間に140回まで急上昇したことを検知。これは現行犯逮捕に匹敵するレベルの緊張状態です。このままあなた様が話題を変えた場合、声のトーンが 15% 高くなり、発話速度が 40% アップすると予想。信憑性が大きく損なわれる恐れがあります。リン？助けないといけない人はまだいるし、とりあえずこの人は拘束しとかない？救助が終わってから尋問してもいいわけだし。そっか、確かにそっちが先決だもんね。じゃあこの人は術法で拘束しておくわね。
Dude, she's gonna find out.
はいはい、それじゃあ先に進みましょうか。
So now this one lingers faint, knowing, but she doesn't oppose your decision. I'm just gonna say this: she's gonna find out, bro. You might as well just tell her.
瓦礫で道が塞がれてる。こんな大きな瓦礫。まずは辺りを調べてみましょうか。
I'm pretty sure I know what to do already, but these boulders blocking the tracks with what appears to be flammable or scattered around. Maybe you could try using disintegration or to detonate the flammable ore. You don't have enough flammable ore here, but that command core over there is packed with it. First, activate the cart to transport the mine cart here, then blast through the obstacle by detonating the flammable ore inside the cart. Yeah, kind of figured. Wait, hold on. Interact with the lever to light up the current activated tracks. Once the correct track is activated, you can interact with the mining cart to move it to the obstacle. Once the mining cart comes to a step in front of the obstacle, use disintegrate to detonate it and clear the obstacle. Easy enough. Alright.
次はトロッコを押して瓦礫のとこに持ってけばいいんだよね。
I probably guess that's for the exploration of the area later. Alright.
さっきの閉じ込められてた人は多分この中ですね。それじゃあもう一回崩壊の法を使ってみよう。
皆さん助けてくれてありがとう。
林
僕は
茜。
ネイケン。皆さんのことは何とお呼びすれば。
オペレーター番号2493カスタマーサポートのダイヤリンです。ご丁寧にどうもどうも。どうしても感謝の気持ちを伝えたい場合はトップス公式サイト右下のお問い合わせからメールで送っていただけると助かります。タイトルはそうですね、あんまり大げさだとシステムに弾かれちゃうので、感謝状部署横断型カスタマーサポートセンターオペレーター番号2493の誠実な対応についてなんてどうですか？
My friend's here.
気にしないで。トップスで働いてるんだけどちょっと冗談が好きな子なので、私はリン、雲岳さんの弟子で今は適当館で修行してるんだ。こっちは友達のこうちゃんって言って私と同じく修行してる身なの。あ、そうそう、それとこの子は助手のイアス。ここで宮妻に閉じ込められた人がいるって聞いてみんなで助けに来たの。
そうか。事の始まりは僕がいる道場の師範に助けを求めてきた行員がいたんだ。この辺りで大事なものを回収したいから用心棒を探しているということだった。ただ折あしくあの時は師範が用事から戻られていなくてな。ラマニアンホローの宮妻は最近落ち着いてきたと聞くし、僕もそれなりに稽古してきた自負があったから代わりに行くと申し出たんだ。けど恥ずかしい話、宮妻を甘く見ていたよ。行員たちとはぐれてしまっただけでなく、僕だけこんなところに閉じ込められてしまった。
道場の師範ってもしかして万学先生のこと？
いかにも。皆さんも師範のこと。
Yes, we know.
私たちみんな万学先生とは何かと縁があるの。この前だって私と友達がトラブルにあった時すごく助けになってくれたし、あの人の教え子が困ってるならこれは恩返しのチャンスかなって。
そうか、それはまさに縁日だな。ただフォローの中は移ろいやすい。皆さんくれぐれも気をつけてくれ。
Oh, what is this aura farmer over there? With the
足を引っ張らないよう頑張れよ。
あまり気負わないでね。人手が増えるだけでも大助かりなんだから。そうですか、しつこいやつ。カスタマーサポートにとっておサボりタイムは必要なんですよ。
Oh, another aura farmer coming in. Oh.
助かった。万学師範。
coming and just jumping in like this. What is this anime Avengers over here? When Bonnie consumes adrenaline or triggers a perfect dodge, he consumes wrathful fires. When wrathful fires are at or above 120, Bonnie Shifu can hold basic attack to enter Visage of Wrath state. While in the Visage of Wrath state, hold EX Special to automatically execute combo attacks, dealing massive damage. 'Whoa, look at all the ethereals, dude.
まだいた。半額先生、拳。
We're all good.
半額先生、来てくれてありがとう。先生が来てくれたらもう100人力だね。どうもどうも。助けていただきありがとうございます。
I'm very interested. Can everyone hear the voices of the hollow, or is that dial-in special ability? I wonder.
何も。ちょっと気が散ってただけです。
すみません、師範。僕が軽率でした。己の力量を見誤り、人々を助けられるなどと。
繰り返さぬよう励む。明朝300の打ち込みを課す。
はい、師範。
姉家、我が輩は言ったな。己を守れぬ拳なり、他者に託そうとて同じこと。慈悲深き心と、また拳のごとく堅固であらねばならぬ。力及ばぬ身で差し伸べた手は、時にさらなる災いをもたらしうるのだ。お主のそれが溺れる者たちにとっての石となったこと、しかと心に刻むがよい。
心に刻みます。道場に戻り次第、鍛錬に励む所存です。
Yeah, Bonnie, she was usually so humble and gentle.
安楽先生って普段は謙虚で優しいけど、教え子にはちゃんと厳しく指導するんだね。そういう意味ではうちの師匠とはタイプが違うかも。万楽先生、私のこと覚えてる？
楊春子、お主のことは駆けつけた当初より気づいていた。だがいかに感慨深ければ敵を前にして気を緩めてはならぬ。
敵に望むは両の手で水をたたえるに同じ。たとえ一分の隙も全てを失うには十分と心得よ。でしょ？万楽先生。相手の実力とかは関係なしに向き合う時は常に全力。私とお兄ちゃんが小さい頃そう教えてくれたよね。
あれからもう随分になる。背丈こそ伸びたようだが、お主の心は赤日のまま変わらず澄み切っているようだ。
もしかしてこうちゃんって万楽先生の弟子だったことがあるの？
我が輩はおよそ師などと呼べるものではなかった。ただ 釈炎と春光には武術の基礎を教えたに過ぎん。それも二人がイーシェンのもとに弟子入りするまでのこと。今もささやかな道場にて人々に技の手ほどきなどしているが、それだけだ。
謙遜しすぎだよ先生。だって
おお、春光先生は今イーシェン宗主のもとに。彼女をいただく雲岳山には才ある者が集うと聞く。尊敬の限りだ。
音楽さんですか。実は一緒に戦ってた時から気になってたんですよ。面白そうなものを背負ってるなって。音楽さんの楊春光さん。もしかしなくてもその大きな鞘に封印されてるのってかの有名な生命剣だったりしませんか？
Senmei sounds so much more cooler than the Qingming blade. I don't know why they didn't just leave it. It's called the Senmei blade. Blade. So they're calling it the Qingming sword. It should just be called the Senmei sword.
生命剣？そんな、じゃあ春光はどうしたの？急にそんな目で私を見て。生命剣の代償は師匠から聞いてたから、もう結構戦っちゃったけど体はなんともない。ごめんね。私春光がそんなもの背負ってるって知ってたら人助けに行こうなんて気軽に。いやいや、落ち着いてって。ほら見てよ、私はなんともないでしょ。師匠ったら生命剣の怖い話だけして喧嘩のことは言わなかったんだ。心配しないで。この大きな鞘はね、師匠の長年の研究成果なの。生命剣にまつわる恐ろしい代償をシャットアウトしてくれるんだから。身を守るだけならこの剣冠そのものを操るだけでいいし、封印を破って剣を抜かない限りは何の問題もないよ。本当に？本当に本当？ほら、信じられないのは万学先生にも聞いてみて。
確かにイーシェンはそのように申していた。
それならよかった。私のうっかりでもし春光に何かあったらって思うと。
とはいえ春光、用心を怠ってはならんぞ。
大丈夫大丈夫。先生も安心してよね。師匠が私を何遍も山ごもりさせたのはこの剣冠の効果を確かなものにするためだから。そうそう、みんなには申し訳ないんだけど、私が永飛地区にいること、できれば他の人には内緒にしてもらえる？
Okay.
よもやお主、許しなく山を降りたのではあるまいな。
さあ、でもほら、あんまりここで長々話してるわけにはいかないし、まずは外に出てから説明させてよ。すいません、お話中。サボりついでに感動の再会に立ち会えたのは嬉しかったんですが、私のお目付け役がこっちに向かってるみたいです。あんまり部外者がいてもあれですし、まだやらなきゃいけないこともあるので、お先に失礼しますね。そっか、ダイアリー、今日はありがとね。おかげですっごく助かったよ。いえいえ、こちらとしてもそうそうたる顔ぶれに恩が売れてホクホクですから。ではでは、高評価忘れないでくださいね。
Alan's petite figure gradually fades from the sight.
師範、救助を必要とする人々は全員助け出せました。僕たちもそろそろ。
早々にここを出るとしよう。
The sound of everyone's footsteps fades into the distance, but Dylan, who left earlier, returns from the way she came, with knowing yet slightly mischievous smile on her face. At this moment, Dylan hears some unusual voices of the deceased coming from up ahead. No, no, Lady Sarah, I'm begging you, have mercy, please. Why? That Yi Shun, you think he's truly the devoted one? You knew it all along. You knew that he. Please let mercy come to an abrupt end. Ooh, looks like I stumbled upon some secrets again. The mission comes first. Let's wait and see how things play out.
それじゃせっかちのお目付け役に会いに行きましょうか。限りできますけど、このささやきはそうもいきません。
I wonder if she has a special ability that allows her to hear voices of the past while she's in the hollow. Because there's definitely a few people who have powers related to the hollow that they don't really explain why they have these powers. So I wonder if they'll explain it or not in this story, or at least explain why she has her powers. Because we saw in the patch 2.4 that Yahari had the ability to basically, I want to say turn back time, but she can essentially like peer into people's maybe unrequited desires is probably to say that, and then she's able to manifest them into reality to some extent. And then she's able to do the same thing with not just by people, but to the terrain itself. So I wonder if Dylan has something similar, but she's able to hear people, whereas Yadhari is able to manifest people's past movements. So it's kind of interesting that we're able to see stuff from the past due to the Hollow's ability to manipulate time.
どうだったダイヤちゃん。いい人を演じてみた感想は。いい人に見えてましたか？点数稼ぎのついでに新しいお友達をちょっと手伝ってあげただけですよ。もうすっかり夢中なんだから。同僚として忠告しておくけど、任務を忘れちゃダメだよ。任務ですか。それはトップスのですかね。それともボスの？ダイヤちゃん、黒枝の採血官なら誰の意志に従うかなんて考えるまでもないよね。冗談ですってば。まったくザオちゃん先輩は手厳しいんですから。あれはちゃんと回収してみせますよ。それで優しい先輩はお手伝いに来てくれたんですか？そう思うの？でもザオちゃんただで働いたりはしないからね。ボスだってザオちゃんのやり方を認めてくれてるんだもん。同僚だからって特別扱いしないよ。ほんとザオちゃん先輩って肉食系ウサちゃんを地で言ってますよね。でも安心してください。それを知ってて借りを作るほど私もパーじゃないですから。
Oh, meat eating rabbit. I wonder what she means by that. She thinks she's like a were rabbit of some kind, or is that just like a saying because she's like a judge herself, a Krampus judge? Also, I learned recently from like speaking to a friend, Krampus is actually a mythical creature in Germany that like comes after you in like near Christmas or the holidays and eats people. I think I can't remember exactly how they explain it, but I have to look it up. But it seems like it's like some sort of like folklore there. The meaning of Krampus. I thought it was an acronym, but maybe it's related. Maybe it's an acronym in the game, but it's a reference to the mythological creature. So those are all references to mythological things in the story. Oops, sorry about that.
分かってるならよし。でも万が一失敗したらその時はちゃんと後始末のお題をもらうからね。 とにかくとっとと取り掛かっちゃった方がいいと思うな。もうターゲットは目と鼻の先です。ミスミス逃がしたりなんてしませんよ。ただ動くにはまだちょっと早いってだけなんで。早い？サオちゃんも彼の記録は見たけど、あれは間違いなくパージユニットゼロ。宮妻を殲滅するために作られた殺戮兵器だよ。君だって当時の現場に行ってその目で真実を見たんだもんね。
Which is, I guess, what referring to her, the truth. It's her ability to hear the hollows, of the voices of the past, that the hollow records. Kind of like how, like again, how Yuri kind of is able to manipulate the hollows to see what people really want or what they've done in the past by seeing their past movements or the recorded movements of the hollow they had. So just like Yudhari, she has an ability to interfere with basically the data storage of the hollow, which is interesting. Whereas Yudhari is able to do it visually, she's able to do it by sound. So it's interesting. At these words, Dylan lowers her gaze, and her smile vanishes entirely. A scent of blood fills her mind. Her gaze shrinks into a cold, scrutinizing stare. Dylan slowly walks through a stretch of long, silent ruins within Libya Hollow alone. The silent rubble echoes with endless resentment and wailing in her ears. It's coming, run, hide. That's quite the art. Jeez. They're trying to make Bonnie seem to be like this evil android. I don't know if that's true, because we've seen him help people, so he could be trying to break the code that was instilled on him. But you have to remember, these. If he's an intelligent construct, which I'm assuming he is, this is not something that we're able to make. It's something you have to. If you remember the lore, you have to find they're ancient technology or over technology, essentially a technology that we can't make anymore. So, how much can we manipulate them currently in society? We don't know. So, we'll see if they'll ever delve into that story-wise. Dying screams pierce her eardrums like shards of glass scraping against her nerves. A blast erupts amidst the chaos, tinged with the smell of rust, and the sharp curse crashes to the ground, gouging a searing hole in her mind. Thick, vicious wails flow forward, and the halved words, sounded by slaughter, like barbed anchors, drive deep into the listener's eardrums. When she closes her eyes, the voices of the dead clamp around the throat, turning into bruises that coil and spread, until the soil listener seems to taste the blood in their own throat. Drawing herself away from the recent memories, she lifts her eyes again, and the coldness that once swirled in Dylan's gaze is gone.
先輩が取ってきてくれた情報は正確そのものですよ。ただ確認を要する面倒事が一つ増えちゃったんですよね。
Yeah, because the issue I have with her ability right now, based on my knowledge, and she seems like a smart person, Dylan. So I think she's like, Because you have to remember, we're in a post-apocalyptic world, right? So, like, you have to think, like, there's obviously two halves to this truth. Like, currently we only see the victim side. We don't see Bonnie's side. You might be saying, like, oh, he abandoned people. But, like, did he really abandon everyone? Because he doesn't... It could have been a situation where he couldn't help everybody. Even though we know how badass he could be. Because of 2.4, right? Not 2.4, 2.3. 2.3. In 2.3, he was pretty badass when we were helping out Yatari and everything. So that could have been recently he became a badass, or maybe he was always a badass. We don't know. He's an intelligent construct. It's hard to tell if it's just recent or not. But you also have to remember, like, there's times in the apocalypse where you have to make a choice on who you can save. So I wonder if it's what he did. Is that he made a choice, and we don't really know the full story. But we'll see that how the story goes on. Because I do want to think that's what Dylan is also thinking. It's like, yeah, this is what people are saying about him. But you have to also remember, like, yo, this could have been a really hard situation. He made a hard choice, and he chose to save certain people in the situation. But we'll see. We'll see. You never know. Like, you could be cold-hearted. You could be going around murdering people for all we know. But you have to remember, this is a post-apocalyptic world. Like, there could have been a situation where he was between a rock and a hard place, or he was a cold-blooded killer. We don't really know. It's hard to say because we only hear the voices. We don't see the whole truth.
フォローの中で死んじゃった人の声がするってやつ？ダイヤちゃんのお箱だし、黒枝の情報網に貢献してるってことは否定しないけど。
The boss will use anyone as long as it benefits Krampus, and I got no objections to that. But tell me, are you showing off your ability in front of me right now? I wonder who the boss of Krampus is. Well, I guess maybe we'll meet them in the future. They definitely refer to the boss. I thought Zhao was the boss, but I guess there's another person, you know.
違いますって。まったく傷つきますね。私はこんなにザオちゃん先輩が大好きなのに。死者の声じゃないですよ。自分の声だったんです。自分の声？はい。だから面白いなーって思ったんですよね。フォローで変な声が聞こえるのは日常茶飯事ですけど、自分のは初めてですもん。もしかして私とっくに死んじゃってるんですかね。自分でもそのことを忘れてるだけの幽霊だったりして。あのね、ダイヤちゃん、任務中だよ。つまんない冗談言ってる場合じゃないんだから。事情は分かったけど、だからって任務の最終工程はおろそかにしないでね。一応今の話はザオちゃんも気に留めとくから。もちろんですよ。そうそう、私が助けたポーセルメックスのアホですけど、どうします彼？ダイヤちゃんがタイミングよく登場できたのはあのおバカさんのおかげだけどね。ああいう抜け駆けするタイプの子ってただの不確定要素でしかないから。ザオちゃん、そういうのが何より嫌いなんだよね。
What was that? Can Krampus manipulate the hollows like that? Or is that something else? I wonder what's supposed to be hinting at us with that. Or is that the Exaltist and Sarah's doing? I don't know. After leaving the hollow with Bonnie Shifu and the others, Zhao Gong tells them everything that had happened. I finally managed to finish training in seclusion, only to find out that Shifu, my brother, Senior Fufu, and Senior Pan were all away from the temple. I was so bored.
それに長期兵には何年も戻ってなかったし、いい機会かなって思ったの。ね、先生なら分かってくれるでしょ。
さようか。お主がここにいること、イーシェンにはしばらく伏せておこう。
本当？
ただし、軽々しく危うきに近づいてはならぬ。生命権の力もまたみだりに振るうことを禁ずる。釈炎の捜索には必ずこの万学を伴うこと。これらが条件だ。
約束する。やっぱり万学先生は頼りになるわね。
それで捕まえた三将会の残党だけど、どうしようか。やはり防衛軍に引き渡すべきか、それとも。その前にもう少しこっちでいろいろ聞いてみよっか。しゅんこ、話しておきたいことがあるの。
うん、私もあなたに聞きたいことがあるんだよね。そっちが先でいいわよ。
Actually, Senior Yi, he didn't leave with Yishun Shifu and the others. He told Zhao about what you hid from her. Yeah, I was gonna ask whether you've been keeping something important from me. You look so nervous just now. I expected it to be about my brother. Sure, I can be a little reckless and all, but my brother's always been discreet and level-headed. If he made a choice like that, there must be more to it than it seems. Since you are already looking into his whereabouts, let's go together and get to the bottom of this. Miss,
何か不測の事態があったのかもしれん。万一のことがあるゆえ、我が輩も共に動こう。
Shogun.
しゅんこ、怒ってないの？まあ、これなんか隠してるなって気づいたときは正直ちょっとムカってきたけど、まあ打ち明けてくれたしいいわよ。
Sorry.
ごめんね。私もお兄ちゃんもどうしたらいいか迷ってて。でもここまで情報が集まってきた以上はやっぱり俊子も知ってないといけないと思ったの。分かってる。私が衝動的に動かないか心配してくれたんでしょ。だから約束する。絶対黙って動いたりしないって。あなたもこれから先隠し事はもうなしだから。分かったわね。うん、約束する。嘘ついたら殴っていいよ。約束よ。指切り厳満。じゃあもっと情報を深掘りしていきましょう。
Shogun, Empress's expression returns to normal as she turns to the captured cultist.
ねえあなた、さっき言ってたサラとずっと一緒にいたって人、お兄ちゃん、雲岳さんの楊釈炎で合ってる？
ああ、確かそんな名前だった。よそから収支買いしてきたくせにサラ様はあの男誰よりも信頼してるみたいだった。
収支買い。その理由は知ってる？
もちろん始まりの主に謁見するために決まってるだろ。
そう。それで古の陣とやらを探してた理由は何？それ以外にもやってたことはある？
サラ様が長期兵の市場から奇妙な本を持って戻られた後、急に探せと命じられたんだ。始まりの主に謁見するための大切な準備だとおっしゃってたが、それ以外のことは自分にわかるわけないだろう。そんな高い地位にいるように見えるか？地道にここまでやってきたつもりだったが、かつての敵にすら劣る扱いとはな。
お兄ちゃん、 うして参照会なんかと。なんだか危ないことに手を貸してるみたいだし。
あるいは参照会の残党を討つべくイーシェンと密かに一計を案じているのではあるまいか。
うん、そうだとしたらあの師匠が弟子たちに内緒にしとくはずないもの。
それかイーシェン先生にも知られてはいけない理由があったのか。
前に幻で見た時ね、釈園さんは誰かを救いたいって言ってたの。それが悪夢にうなされてたこととも関係あるみたいで、英七区に来てからうまく寝つけないって話も聞いてるし。春光は何か心当たりある？悪夢。お兄ちゃん、また悪い夢を見たの？やっぱり私が。春光、辛い記憶を思い出しちゃったみたい。今は深く聞かないでおこうか。私も小耳に挟んだだけだし、どこまでが本当かは分かんないから、もっと確実な手がかりを追ってこう。サラが工事市場に行ったんなら、そこから始めてみるのがいいと思う。
Paralinium Market?
それなら明日の詳しい
Where's that?
ぜひ今日の恩返しをさせてほしい。参照会の残党も責任を持って防衛軍に引き渡しておく。
まあよかろう。
じゃあお願いね、レイケンさん。
Well, later, after parting with everyone, Ning Qian doesn't hand over the person to the defense as promised. You let me go? Just who are you? Are you one of Lady Sarah's people? Did she send you to help me? Heh, you played like a fool. Did you really think she cared for you? Played what? What's that supposed to mean? That woman, she's too obsessed with the curator. There's no way you can trust her. Looks smart on the surface, but might just be another pawn being played like a fiddle. But I don't think that person will succeed either. They seem to be living for others too. Not worth my sympathy. What on earth? Pawn? That person? Someone who actually thinks I'm worth trusting? Whatever. Why am I even telling you all this? Just go. Forget the building exaltus and everything that happened today. No need to thank me. I simply have no choice myself. So I wanted to try giving you another choice. Ning Qian's expression remains unreadable as he watches the stumbling yet light-footed figure disappear into the crowd. And over at Suyin Temple, after a day of commotion, everything has finally settled into silence. So Bian Fu and Xiao Gong knew each other from the way back then. Xiao Gong's far stronger than an ordinary person, and with Bonnie and Shifu, we should totally be able to guarantee everyone's safety. That makes things way easier. About the Qingming sword. Yeah, I get what you're worried about. I mean, look at what happened to Yixun Shifu's sister and all those sword masters that came before. Having your memories, senses, and even your life drained away, that's way too heavy a price to pay. But since Yixun Shifu placed a seal on the sword case, she must have discovered more about the side effects of the Qingming sword for now. Let's just trust in Shifu. From now on, we should be more careful. It's best to avoid letting Xiaolong get into any dangerous situation where she need to draw her sword. Tomorrow's investigation. For sure. Alright, Xiaolong's guest room is all set. Oh, we reference various lifestyle preferences and this report. The other seniors at the temple helped out a lot, along with Beeline and Bowline. Go check out Yishengong. And when we first came to Suyin Temple, Senior Yi and the other disciples were super sweet to us. Now it's our turn to treat Xiaolong to the best. Alright. I think that's a good stopping point. we're gonna stop right there for the story. So thanks for watching, everyone, and hope you had a good time. We'll do the next part sometime later in the week, probably Saturday. At any rate, this is Shuttle. Check it out, and see you in the next one.